Hello and welcome to our Facebook Live event here at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. And welcome back to those of you who've been here before with us on our Facebook Live in the summer for the RADA Festival. We're here today to celebrate #LoveTheatre Day. It's an international it's an international day online in partnership with the stage, celebrating all things theatre. And today we're celebrating theatre by talking to some of our technical theatre arts students. We are looking backstage. We're getting a sneak preview of some of the productions that we're working on that open next week. So look, here you go. Here's a sneak preview of what's happening. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes with our students. Do remember that we'd love it if you comment, if you ask any questions, if you let us know your thoughts, if you let us know what you love about theatre, and share our Facebook event. So here are the two students I'm going to talk to. Guys, if you want to come in. Brilliant. Okay. So I'd like you to introduce yourselves. Who'd like to go first?
Hi, I'm Zara. I'm a production manager and stage management student here.
Great.
I'm Jo. I'm a stage management and prop student.
Brilliant. So Zara and Jo, you told me your job titles. Now unpick those for an audience at home who doesn't know what those mean. So Zara.
Well, on this show I'm production manager, which means that I work on scheduling, I work on budgets, I organise the teams down here, risk assess everyone to make sure everyone's safe, and generally make sure this show goes up smoothly.
Great. And Jo?
I'm stage managing this show, so I'm in charge of health and safety in the rehearsal room, conferring with Zara about things that need to be risk assessed and making sure they happen, making sure fights are choreographed by a fight director and are done safely, and then I run tech and make sure the shows go smoothly.
Great. So I'm going to pick up on that. You said you run tech. Tell me what tech is.
So the technical rehearsal is when the cast are in the venue for the first time. We get everyone doing lighting and sound and any other special effects we have going on at the time into one room, and we run the show through with all the lighting and the sound and put it together, essentially.
Wow, so that kind of sounds like everything. So tell me, in the life cycle of a live piece of theatre, in the life cycle of a play, where do you join? When's your busy period? So Zara.
Well, I start as a production manager months before everyone else. We have something called White Card, where the designer shows their designs to everyone, the creatives and director, and it's presented and budgets get drawn up and everything. And then by the time the production is ready to go, I will have been ready with a ground plan, a model box. We'll bring the team on, we'll start rehearsals, and my job is the busiest at the start of rehearsals when I'm doing all the schedules. And yeah, busy up until tech really, because when we put the venue in fit up. Right. And then once the shows are up, I'm done, which is great.
That's great. So tell me, fit up, that's another term. Tell me what a fit up is.
Fit up is when you get all of the different elements of the set, including like the floor, the walls, whatever elements you've got going, and you put them all up in the theatre with the lights and the speakers and any masking needed backstage, and everything comes together in 1 week. We do it here.
1 week? Okay, amazing. So we're in fit up now, is that right? And we're fit up for a show called Easter, which is really exciting. That's going to start on the 22nd, so if you can book a ticket, make sure you do. That would be wonderful. And you can come and see it live. You've had your sneak preview. We'll have a bit more in a minute, but then that would be great. Okay, so tell me, you're both studying here, aren't you? You're both students. You're treated as professionals on this experience, but what are you studying? What's the course that you both are on?
Technical Theatre Arts, BA.
Amazing. You're both on the BA, aren't you? Great. So tell me about your journey to the BA. So Zara, we'll start with you.
Well, I used to work, I did some work in theatre in my gap year, realised how much I loved it, but I was doing wardrobe, found this course and saw the variety of things you can do here. I started off in the foundation technical theatre course here, and then I applied for a third year, and that's how I'm specialising at the moment.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're specialising. Are you specialising too, Jo? Is that?
Yes, we all specialise in the third year, so we all come in the first year and do everything, and then in the second year and in the optional third year you choose to specialise in usually one or two areas.
Great. And then so on the foundation diploma in technical theatre and stage management, which is where most people come in and experience their training, that is... You work on rotation, don't you? So that means you get a sample of all the areas.
Yeah.
And so in your first year, you look at all those areas. So a bit of drilling in the background. This is a live event. That's how it goes. You get to sample a little bit of each area, right? And so that's when you kind of figured out what you were interested in.
I think so,
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So people have different specialities. So I'm guessing these guys are specialism in different areas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
let's get out of the way and have a little look at what's going on stage at the moment. So, what are we looking at? This is
the set for Easter, which is adapted by Titus Halder, our director. It's an interior of a 1901 Swedish house for a family that's gone a bit bankrupt, really. And so we've got a set it's meant to be a house that was once very impressive with murals and everything, and is now quite depleted. So Scenic Art are on stage currently, and they are adapting the set, changing it, and the designer's also downstairs, and she's commenting as they go so they can keep changing it. And we should have some construction and stagecraft also in the venue who are doing tweaks backstage for the masking, the bracing. Yeah, it's quite busy today.
brilliant. Okay, so that is just, I guess, a small cross-section of the amount of people that work on the show.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, do you have a sort of vague idea? There's a huge technical team, isn't there? What
Absolutely.
sort of people are working on here? So we've got scenic art, scenic construction, we've got production manager, we've got stage manager.
We'll have lighting in tomorrow. We've got a lighting designer and an entire department working with her to put together everything. We've got focus, which will be bringing all the lights in the right position. We've got sound as well, where they're going to start. They've got a sound designer and a team working with him, and they'll be designing the show. What else have we got? We've got props.
Oh yes, and wardrobe.
Yeah, we've got costume supervisors in who have been pulling all the costumes with the designer last week. We've got props, we've got a prop maker, and our assistant stage manager and our team of first-year assistant stage managers are also helping with props.
Great.
I think that's
So
everything. Yeah.
that's a huge team. And so just a reminder again. So you experience kind of elements of all of that in your training in your
Yeah,
first year.
absolutely.
Brilliant.
Which is really interesting.
Okay. So, for those of you joining us, just a reminder that this is Love Theatre Day. So these guys obviously love theatre, and it'd be wonderful to hear how you do too. And if you do have comments, let us know. The other thing to note is that if you're interested in our technical training, we've talked a bit about the courses that we offer here. We also offer a postgraduate diploma in costume. If you're interested in any of those courses, especially the Technical Theatre and Stage Management Foundation degree, we have an open day on the 27th. So it's a free day, but you do have to book. We'll pop a booking link into our comments and on Facebook. So if you're interested to find out more, you can ask these guys questions, you can ask questions of our technical faculty, and you'll be able to see more of the spaces. So at the moment, what I haven't asked you about is where we are. Tell me about where we are in the space, where our vantage point is, where our lovely view of the stage is. What is this space?
We're currently in what we call the tech box. We've got the DSM desk, which is where the deputy stage manager will cue the show from.
Great, so that is what we're looking at over
Yeah.
there.
So that's with all the cue lights and everything. And behind that is the lighting desk,
Great.
where the lighting operator will sit. And in the room just next door to us, we have the where sound operator sits. And the windows can move so that we can block out sound if we don't want to hear what's going on stage or we don't want them to hear us. But then also sound can choose to have their window open so they can hear the sound going on stage and check what's going on. So it's quite versatile.
Great, okay. So obviously the other thing that I wanted to ask was, you are... Oh no, there's two things. Another thing occurred to me. You said white card earlier. I don't know what a white card is.
White card is a version of the set that the designer does before there's any colour on it, to sort of get an idea of the space, the size of the set that they would want, and whether that's feasible with the budget that we know we have as an outline. And this is before any work is done, so that if the whole project needs to either downsize or there's space to upsize, they can do that before we start looking at scenic art and props, etc., so that we get a better understanding of the budget.
Great, okay. And so you guys are working across that. Are both of you working across that? Or is that just production?
That's me. That's production management.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And just remind me, so production management, are you working right up until the close of the show, or do you...
Just up until end of tech. So when the show's opened, I'm done.
Okay.
And I will move on to the next project. So I will already be starting on whatever it is I'm going on to do after that.
Brilliant. And is that the same case with stage manager?
No, stage managers start at the start of rehearsals when all the cast come in, and we will work until the end of the shows.
Right, okay, brilliant. Right, so a reminder to everyone to come to our open day if you want to know more. You want to know more about this incredibly complex world that is amazing. The other thing is that Easter by August Strindberg and adapted by Titus Halder, with specially commissioned for RADA. The designer of this, we haven't mentioned the wonderful designer, Frankie Bradshaw, who you guys have been working with, who has designed this beautiful set that our students are currently painting. Would it be right to call these guys painters?
They're scenic artists.
Scenic artists. Okay, brilliant. Great. Okay. So we are now going to move on. So we're going to pop up at another part of the venue. We're doing a mini tour of some of the backstage elements, because as we've heard, there's a huge amount that goes on in technical theatre arts, especially here at RADA, where everyone is learning and working professionally simultaneously. So we are going to disappear offline for a couple of minutes to allow us to run upstairs and appear in a different part of the venue where you will see a different aspect of technical theatre arts. So stay tuned online and join us in a couple of minutes. Thank you.